Hello, and welcome back to Dice Dropping Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game, Chronicles of House Weirlight. Let's get to a wedding. We've only been building up to it for ever.
What it seems.
So yeah. So where I think we open is a little later, a little bit before the ceremony. Clarissa, you are gently and slowly roused from a state that you have not been intimately familiar with over the past few days, but from a deep sleep. And as you open your eyes and slowly realize you're holding Jaren, and he is in fact as well holding you, and both of you are also like seemingly cupping your child, and you are in bed, and kind of see that, and then you realize that there's someone like gently moving your arm that is not Jaren.
Yeah, quick jerk.
Yeah, and she goes ho ho ho, and you see it's your baby sister Catalina. She's like, hey, like, you actually got sleep. Proud of you.
What? Oh, what time is it? What?
Like, like it's probably it's a bit before the ceremony.
A bit before the ceremony?
Mm-hmm.
Catalina, why didn't you come get me?
I did a bit ago, but then I saw you were sleeping, so I let you sleep.
Ugh, who cares about sleeping? It's
Mm.
Henric's wedding day.
Yeah, of course, and that's why I'm getting you up now. You still have plenty of time.
Hmm.
You'll
Well,
have enough time to, get yourself ready and everything, and then go down to the ceremony, and that's about it.
this is disrespectful, frankly, but
She's like, well, you're not active back yet, so, and she just boops your nose. You have to be
soon,
a guest.
soon.
Mhm.
Count your days. They're
Not
numbered.
today, though. And she smiles at you. Um, but yes, no. I've summoned some servants to gussy you up, and whatnot. I didn't know if you wanted a chair for. I didn't know if Jaren was well enough to like just be there, or he still needed to rest.
I know what his answer would be.
Okay, what's yours?
Mine is that he stays here, but I feel like I have pushed far beyond my means lately with him. So he shall have a chair should he want one.
You feel a squeeze on your side from you realize where Jaren's large, rough hands are, and you then feel your body being like pulled like closer into his. And you just hear Jaren go, mm.
Mm.
That's it. Just a. Mm.
Yes, let me go though. I have to get ready because Catalina has decided that apparently it's not. You know what? I don't have time to argue about it right now again.
Uh, as you said, Jaren very wordlessly, eyes still very closed. You see him reach down and like cup Caleb up, and then just like put Caleb on you, and then put his other, and he moves and puts his other arm around the other side of you, and he just goes, no.
We're all full of disrespect today, aren't we? She just like lightly pets Caleb's cheek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his eyes like flare open, and he does like the biggest yawn. Just like and he blinks, and you go like, he just
I know. It's a lot to socialize with these people. They're harder to work with than dogs.
And you see him starting to get fussy because he probably wants food.
Right. Yes. Okay. Onwards and upwards. I have to get dressed. Jaren, you have to get dressed. Our child needs to be fed and bathed. So much to do. Okay, yes, off we go.
Yep. Servants are coming in, and have been brought in to get people up and dress them. It does take a minute for you to get away from Jaren because he's just like he's being very disrespectful, and so that like no, just. And he is using the leverage that he is far physically stronger than you to just not let you leave the bed. But eventually, he does let you go. And as he winces terribly from his body. So yeah,
What would even be the purpose of you going?
he's just kind of like he goes to see my future liege lord bound in holy matrimony,
But
as is my wont and duty. However, do you want me to go?
doesn't matter what I want. I've had everything I've wanted for the last forever. So, what do you want?
What you want?
Okay, that's I want you to come.
Like, don't wish to face the tedium of the others without me, eh?
I also wish for them to see that you are alive and well.
Alive I am, and well when I look upon you. So it seems that would stay the same if I were to join you on this endeavor. Though I do face the terrible foe that I will have to combat in so that the 3 flights of stairs. Catalina goes, well, that's why we have these palanquin bearers. They'll move you in a chair. He goes, like, you immediately see Jaren desperately wants to protest, but doesn't say anything.
Yes.
He does glare at the chair a little bit.
Yes. Always scheming, darling. We have to keep with it.
Very well. His voice is very like sounds like it's very
Raspy.
difficult for him to talk raspy, which makes sense. Makes sense to you. Yeah, so you get ready, and I would like to ask. I'm going to be asking all of you of this, so think about it. But I'm ambushing Bailey first. What's the wedding fit, yo?
Yeah, for Clary, I feel like she's been prepping this for a while.
Mhm.
So she doesn't spend money on wardrobe at all, really, unless being forced, but this one she had specially made. It's long sleeved, which is great now that she has these fancy new scars that she has to cover up.
Mhm.
And it's this deep, deep blue with red tulips embroidered into it
Ooh.
for love and devotion in
Or-
honor of Henric, of course, but also she's sappy these days.
Mhm.
So yeah, she has her hair curled nicely down again. But it's a long blue dress, very covered. She's covered pretty much from neck to toe.
Excellent. And what did you dress Jaren in?
Probably something very downplayed because it's Jaren, and I don't think I could
Mhm.
pull off putting him in something flashy, but very much in the same tones of blue. Um, she's going in hard on the marketing these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And what about Caleb?
Yeah, of course he has a cute little tiny baby outfit. He probably has more red on him than we do, with the tulips, but yeah,
Cute.
also blue.
Also
Yes.
blue. Have they kept anything fancy for Birch?
Oh my gosh. Of course. He's got a little bow tie, a little,
Hmm.
it's probably red because he's kind of weirdly almost a Weirlight dog at this point. He's been raised entirely here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Excellent. Just.
All my pretty boys.
Hmm. Yep. You move all your pretty boys. Yeah. So um, you as you move and as you're walking down the stairs, I will say, Clarissa, I think you are expecting to feel sore after the events of last night and doing more physical action that you have done in a while.
Yes.
um, However, you don't.
Hmm.
In fact, you feel taller. Um, you're not, but you sort of just feel taller, as if you're not. You realize the reason why you feel that way is you suddenly test out your shoulders and you realize your shoulders are relaxed and you're not doing this.
Hmm. Lots of changes.
Indeed. uh yes, so you go down uh there. You, of course, as you go down into the ceremony area where people are beginning to trickle in, but there are quite a lot of people here. Uh, um, uh, you, of course, immediately see, not taking her seat probably for quite some time as she's watching people come in. You see Nymora, and standing next to Nymora, you see Thorsten. Um, Nymora and Thorsten. Thorsten, you caught. You saw Nymora in her dress. Did you change her dressings when you first saw her?
Of course, I changed her dressings. I'm
Okay.
not a monster.
All right. So Nymora, your dressings have been changed.
I've
You have not.
also I
Yeah.
have also just changed back into leathers. No
Um,
skirt, just leathers.
no skirt, just leathers. Are they your dress leathers?
They are the dress leathers, yes.
Okay. Um, very well. Um, yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So you're in your dress leathers. You're with Thorsten. What are you like? What do you got? What are you talking about, Thorsten and Nymora?
We talked about Henrik and how pleased we are with him and the man that he's become,
Mhm.
and just wedding talk.
Mm.
Now that it seems appropriate for Thorsten to be able to relax, it seems like he should get into the spirit.
Mhm. So what does one of you say to one another? That is.
Um,
Oh. um hmm. Probably just start with saying that asking if Thorsten has seen Henrik yet. Have you seen
I saw him this morning.
okay. Is he well?
He is healthy as he can be.
That's not what I asked. I asked if he's well.
Of course he's well. If he
Hmm.
wasn't well, I would let you know.
Okay. I don't know. There's so many things that nobody lets me know here in this castle. that I have dedicated my life to, and this family that I have dedicated my life to, looking Thorsten directly in the face.
And as you say that, I will grab your hand. I told you I will let you know more at a later date.
Oh.
I promise you this.
As long as Henric is fine.
He is fine. He is good.
Is it? Is he worried about the wedding?
To be honest, if he wasn't worried, I would be worried about that.
I don't know. I
When I
feel
was-
like I feel like Lady Ashella is going to be doing most of the how would you say she's going to be taking on most of most of the responsibilities for the wedding. She is going to be whining and dining people.
Just like Lady Vivian.
Yes. She is a good a good fit for this family.
I agree.
Mhm. And as you say this, you see Clarissa come over to you two. Your your
Table.
well, no, you guys are
Mhm.
standing kind of because it's not
Okay.
this is like the ceremony, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
Right. There's
My
there's
bad.
there's pews.
Mhm.
But I will describe where your people are piling into. You guys aren't quite there yet. But yeah, Clarissa, you come over and you see Thorsten and you see Nymora talking to each other. What do you say as you come over?
Mhm.
Ah, hello, my friends. How are we today?
Feeling rather great today.
Are you all right?
Am I okay? What do you mean?
I have never in the years that I have known you to sound that chipper. Are you all right?
Better than ever. I got a full night's rest.
I repeat my question. Are you all right?
I am.
Everything that you're saying right now is indicating that you might have been replaced by some sort of spy in disguise.
Well, I appreciate your vigilance, but I
Hmm.
am perfectly fine. Um, I've just finished dressing my husband, child, and dog for what essentially is the culmination of 19 years of work on my part, so this is a very good day.
After this, it is all resting. I see.
No, God, no. Zzz, God, zzz.
Are you kidding? We have the other twin to attend to after this.
Yeah. Luckily, that'll be somebody else's problem and not necessarily mine.
This is
But
true. This is very true.
guaranteed we'll get dragged into it somehow, huh, Thorsten?
As always.
Of
Whatever happens, I will be here.
course you will.
I would like to zoom out a little bit and see where we kind of are, because the ceremony is being held in a structure that was built for the ceremony. As how else could it be done? The floors are this lovely colored wood. You can tell it's outside, but the roof has seemingly been constructed of like glass to a degree. And of course, this is medieval Game of Thrones glass, so it's not like it's like super clear looking up, but you are able to see the absolutely gorgeous, beautiful sky. There is not a cloud in the sky the day of Henric's wedding, and it is truly beautiful here. The structure is quite massive, and it's fanned out to be a sort of like half kind of moon situation.
Like an amphitheater.
Yeah, exactly. Except it's it's not sunken like one. It's all it's all level, essentially. And people are fanned out and moved in. And there will be there is lots of sitting room, except there will be several guests who will be kind of standing, just because of the sheer number of people. But that's okay. They're shown whether everyone's being shown where they're supposed to be set. And there are amazing, lovely decorations everywhere. This is truly the amount of flowers that are in this fucking area is truly insane. From on the ceiling, on the rafters, on the beams, on the pews, like there are just flowers everywhere. However, I will mention none of them are Weirlights.
Thank God.
Yep, none of them are Weirlights.
I think Thorsten would have snapped if there were Weirlights there. Just finally just jumped right off the deep end and just gone crazy. That shit crazy.
No. Yep. You see you three see the people who have already gotten their seats. You see Lord and Lady Ashford are already sat here. Of course, way at the front. And yeah, you guys are sat quite close at the front, actually. You guys are in all three of you are sat in the third row. Yeah. You guys are clarified as, your vassals of the of course you're on Henric's side, obviously. Yeah, as people are and come and sat down. Yeah, so yeah. Mariella, where do we see you as the ceremony is beginning?
Is there a normal place for siblings to be in this whole shtick?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd be at the very front.
Yeah.
On your brother's side, obviously. But I'm just wondering if you wanted to do anything unique or special.
Right now, probably not.
Going to take your place.
Yeah.
Are you with anybody?
Am I with anyone?
Anybody?
I'm assuming that probably like Constance is nearby. I don't know if I've possibly been caught by anybody like on the way to this thing. But I don't think that she's super like other than maybe like chatting with a couple of people she'd run into on the way and possibly like walking part way with them. It's like I don't think she'd really do much right now because it like the household is just in moderate chaos, and probably most of what you'd want to do is post ceremony.
Understood.
So.
Excellent. Yes, you go and you take your place at the front, knowing the ceremony will begin shortly. I will say, yeah.
Words and things?
Words and things. At this time, walking up and taking his place well, actually, just before then, I'll say, Henric, you are about to walk up and take your place, as you're supposed to wait at the front for your beautiful bride. You before you go out there, though, you're caught by your one of your cousins,
Yeah, I have several.
specifically Crispin,
Uh,
and he's like, hello, groomsman. You owe me for last night. Just
I'm sure I do. I can't imagine how much you suffered in the name of protecting my honor and protecting our family. I'm
there was
sure.
lots of suffering.
I heard it went on all night. That's quite impressive.
Not quite all night, but long enough.
Regardless
But
of your
I
suffering.
hope my it will not be forgotten anytime soon, cousin.
Stop. You need me to repay that terrible favor I asked you. We know. Or
Good.
my father and parents.
I'm very much going to call on that favor pretty soon. So just be ready.
How soon? It is. I am getting married today. I feel like I have to
Yeah.
put in mind.
No, after that.
Okay. Okay.
It will be definitely after that.
Crispin, seriously, though, thank you.
Yeah. I would say no problem, but like we met 2 days ago, which is
I realize it's a lot. It was a lot to ask of someone who was virtually a stranger until 2 days ago. So, but
well, you called me family, so we are family, right?
of course.
Great. Smiles like sounds good. Yep. And you see Walton come over,
Oh.
clasp you on the shoulder.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry.
mhm,
Here.
yep. Mhm. And goes
Well,
like,
no.
are you ready, Henric?
Yeah, I am. I honestly do. No, I'm
Yeah.
probably not going to be once I step foot up there and or see her, but
Yep. Clasp
Now-
with the shoulders. How do you feel?
here, am I still like okay?
Yeah, you feel good.
And okay, yeah.
Physically, I can't tell you how you feel emotionally.
I think you feel good. Yeah, I think Henrik feels very relieved and still anxious, but in like the normal amount of anxiousness I think that some guy would feel at his wedding. So like I feel honestly better than I have in a long time.
Nods. Goes, listen, Henrik, you know I'm a sworn knight. A knight. who
Wait, you
took
are?
a vow.
Oh shoot, I forgot.
He goes, it is your wedding day, so I will allow your impertinence. Like, as I am trying to say something as a friend.
Sorry.
But he smiles. He goes, I'm a sancted knight. I made an oath to the seven when I took my vows. Oaths taken should never be taken lightly, especially those under the eyes of the seven. There are many people in our circle who don't understand that a marriage vow is an oath taken under the eyes of the seven. And there are many in our circle who do not treat that vow as it should be. And I know when we met, you being younger than I during the age that we were, he's like trying to let's see how to word this. I see the man you are deciding to be, and I hope that a part of who that is someone who takes their oaths seriously. Because though we may have friends, not all of them see that the same way. And this isn't an accusation, this is just a...
No, but I understand it. I think I follow what you're saying. The reason I picked you to be my second, and why I hope you see us as close as friends as I do, is because I know you take these vows seriously. Not that you aren't completely... I swear, trying to get me in the most trouble last night, but
Listen, I know it is strange to tempt the night before a great oath with infidelity, but you hadn't taken the oath yet, so it didn't matter.
regardless, because you are an honorable man, and I knew that when I was still younger, and I feel that even more so now. And I would not be friends with someone if they could not feel like they could hold me accountable for such things. And someone who I would want to, who still do look up to.
Nods and smiles. He goes, I'm glad to hear that. But... well, I'm glad to hear that. And I trust every word you say. And I think in this way. So then I can fully give my full attention, position and devotion to this ceremony, knowing that you will honor the words you speak here tonight. Well, not tonight, but
Yeah,
tonight's going to be probably a lot of other things, but
thank you. Yes.
I'm glad to be in your friendship, Henric. And puts an arm out to you. Yeah. Right. Well, now we have to go stand out there and look pretty. Come on.
I feel that pretty well. I think I can manage that.
Yeah. I will ask, Henric, what is the outfit you're getting married in?
This is the outfit? Well.
The outfit.
The outfit. Well, like the, I suppose, more traditional Game of Thrones style, it is more like this longer, the men's wear, like, long sleeves, kind of like to like mid high length suit jacket. It's buttoned, it's like right down the middle buttoned. It's similar to Ashella's in that it's more embroidered with gold and like silver lace, following the the whole plants and flowers theme. Instead of like white, I have a picture. It has like a darker mauve color underneath for like the purple. Not as much red at all, but like there are like I think like on the buttons that are also like these kind of poppy flowers. Those have like red rubies in each one, and those are like the only red things there.
Yep. So you go to stand out there. Walton stands next to you. And of course, as tradition, standing next to Walton is Darren. And Darren is holding House Weirlight's wedding cloak, which he will pass to Walton, which he will then pass to you to then
Thank you.
when you do the whole thing. You don't have it yet. You only do it when that happens.
Got it.
It's the big deal.
Great.
Very nice. Perfect. So excellent fit. So you go stand out there, you look, and Mariella, you see Walton and your brother standing up there, and as you look down, Henric, you see your sister.
Hi.
And now, Mariella,
Who am I wearing?
Same question. Yes, who are you wearing?
Who am I wearing?
The wedding fit.
Yeah, she's wearing, it's kind of like more V'd, kind of thin connection at the shoulders. Kind of gives the illusion of something like slightly sheer, but like obviously everything appropriate is covered, kind of a thing. But she is in kind of like a darker purple with like muted reds with like embroidered poppies on it, and it's kind of like this like kind of like sheer kind of illusion thing. It turns into kind of like a couple of layers, and it like there's like a row, like kind of like a border almost on like the topmost layer, like with kind of like muted poppies with like built-in kind of like included kind of gems along those kinds of lines.
Very nice.
But the gems lean more towards like the reds and like the greens of the leaves of the flowers and things.
Very nice. Love it. Yeah. So Henrik and Mariella, you see each other. It's a bit of time before the ceremony. Nothing started. So if you guys want to speak to one another, you totally can.
Are my eyes still red to Henrik?
Are any of our eyes still red to each other?
Well, yours wasn't to me last time I saw you.
Sure.
I don't know, Henrik. Are you looking at Mariella's eyes?
I actually kind of want to talk to her, but I'll get to the eye
Yeah.
question. Do the eye question first.
Yeah. The answer is yes. They are still red.
Like, yeah, I'll step down to go talk to her. Yeah. Sir, you look lovely today.
I see you've stolen one of my favorite tailors once more for your outfit.
Done good work. I honestly have to say you picked good. You have good choice of tailors.
Good, because you're probably going to be able to keep them, because the likelihood that I get to take them with me wherever I go is very slim.
I'm sure you'll work something out. You look better than me anyway. Speaking of you eventually going, I didn't get the chance to tell you yesterday, as we were in a bit of a flurry of what to do, but I'm very happy to hear that things could work out with the future you want. And seems like a good match. Not that you need me to tell you that at all. I think it has a good chance of making you happy, giving you the life I think you want.
Well, the hope is that that future will happen, but as I'm sure rumor has reached even your ears, there are a few hurdles for me to clear before any of that is confirmed. So, but
Challenges, sure, but Ariella, it's you, and this is something you want. I don't think a few formidable relatives of another would get in your way.
True enough, but they are formidable.
Far too very formidable. I do not envy you at all in that regard.
I would find helping secure a bit more foundation for you with Ashella is probably easier than what I'm off to face. But no, we both know between the both of us, I'm probably the more stubborn one. Despite the fact that our parents don't realize that half the time. Mother probably. Father.
Perhaps.
Are you ready?
Everyone who thinks they ask that feels like they're helping, or just they know.
No,
that the
it's
person asks me that.
it's just whether or not you are. It's not just this. It's everything else tied into it. Because as much as I know you, I have not been here for the past few years. So
I think I've been working these past 2 years and trying to make myself ready for something that seemed impossible. And now that it's actually here, I'm trying to think whether I did enough. For myself for no reason. I don't think it's true. But
well,
other way would make it seem like I failed in this.
well, if it
That makes me more nervous.
well, although my opinions seem to have slightly slid off on importance, I find that
That
uh,
I don't.
I believe that with you just taking action and doing what you believe is right rather than trying to prove yourself, it's definitely put you in better footing for what's to come.
Yeah, I think that's really a healthier way to go about things. And be myself. Also, I wouldn't say your opinion has ever lessened in its importance to me. It's just I've had to focus on other things as well now.
Well, regardless, you will now have a
Thank you.
new woman in your life whose opinions will probably hold far higher regard than anyone
I think
else's.
that they already have. This most of the wedding is in celebration of her and her opinions, which.
Well,
I've never been more glad to have you as my sister and our mother as our mother, and I think in preparation for that. No. I'm excited to get to know Ashella as a person and who she is, my wife.
delivery.
You get food.
It's fine. But no, I think that you will hopefully be able to stand your ground with her because we both know how she is. But definitely, I feel part of what is appealing is that her voice can be heard here. So take that as you like. But
I appreciate that. I like that none of the women here or in our family have ever felt like they had to hide their intelligence, and I feel the same way about Shella. I hope she'll be happy here.
well, I believe she will let you know if she's not. But I do believe it's probably time as God, what was it 2 years ago? With when I had left here for Highgarden, where we can't walk the same path for much longer. I think it's time for you to take your first on your own.
It's funny. I always thought you would be the first one.
Oh, I did. I left here for Highgarden.
That's fair.
For a series of years, and I'm
You know
going
what
back.
I mean, Mary. Right. I think we have more to talk about, and you deserve an explanation for a few things. But I have to get married, so
most definitely. But my visit home has been not what I had expected at all so far. So, but we can speak of that later because I believe your bride is going to be arriving very shortly.
true.
And if
I
not
like it.
them, definitely our parents who will maybe want a word.
Mhm.
I should go get ready. I should be up
Yes.
there then. All right.
Excellent.
Give her a hug and head back up.
At this point, you do hear like, oh, don't you look smart, Henrik? And you see your liege lord, Mace
Oh shit!
Tyrell,
Oh,
in his finest brocadery,
of course.
and because they're sat just behind the family, as they are your liege lord.
Very important. Yes.
Yeah. Now, no. Normally, because two Reach houses are being married, and the Tyrells are appearing, which side they sit at, the groom side or the bride side, is very contested. However, here it is not contested, as they are sitting on your side, as Tedric sort of, kind of won that right when the Weirlight family handled Mace's problem way back in the very first event. So that was a part of the thing of, at your wedding, I will support you, la la la. So here we are. So Mace is
But
out
that
on
was
your
in the
guys' side.
signed contract. Being
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't. It's a verbal agreement, but yeah.
I tried.
But yeah, you the Tyrells are sat behind you, and Mariella, of course, you look behind you and you see Mace sitting there, and you also see Garland.
Are like all the other siblings there too, like Loris and Marjorie, or did they not come and attend?
So Marjorie and Loris are here. They you just hear Marjorie is like curtsying to you.
She's like then immediately like with Tisea kind of like friend
Yeah.
things.
Oh yeah. Tisea's coming up. I was gonna go with Tisea in a second, but yeah, you see Marjorie and Loris is like, when is the pie served?
He's not looking dreamily at Henrik. Got it.
Marjorie is just like, Loris, don't be a bore. We're at we're at a wedding. Goes, yeah, and at weddings there's supposed to be pies. And I'm hungry. The breakfast wasn't much. Well, if you got up sooner, you would have had more breakfast. But the bed, but the bed was too comfortable. You know what happens to me when I'm in a bed that's too comfortable.
It's too comfortable.
And they're just saying that as they're like scooting into the farther down and sitting down. Indeed. But I will say, Lady Vivienne and Tedric, you of course are arriving down. You are one of the last to be seated in your new structure, which is of course 7-sided. It was like, well, it has to be,
Yeah. Listen,
it's not a sept because it's far too flimsy. Did not have the time to build a sept. That would have taken way too long.
But sept adjacent.
Sept adjacent for sure. A gazebo sept, like a sept veranda, if you will.
Sept,
but I wanted to very much ask you, probably definitely Vivian, what are the children dressed in?
Okay,
I would like to hear the children fit before I hear you two's fits.
Of course. Tisea, I dress in a very bright kind of lilac. Just that nice, soft, kind of pale purple. To which so she's able to twirl and all the things she likes to do. I had her hair kind of
is it up?
It is up, but like a little bit of the curls are down a little bit. It's just so that majority of it is out of her face. I kept the embroidery pretty simple, but elegant enough to where that it fits her standard. And I wanted the combination to be a combination of, because I know that the Ashfords are is their symbol a sun?
Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted it to be a sun and Weirlight's kind of combined stitch in the border of her
Cute.
dress. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what
Um,
about the other twins now?
Yeah, the other set of twins I had dressed in I think I had them dressed in red just so
Mhm.
that they could be seen and spotted because
Mhm.
they like to wander.
Mhm.
Um
And then Eric.
yeah, Eric I wanted to be dressed in a um kind of a darker purple,
Mhm.
something that's just like a small little vest and simple pants. That way he's comfortable. He doesn't wander much, but I just wanted him to be comfortable in like a combination of like purple and with like little maybe not but red thread instead of rubies because he's still a child and they eat things.
They do eat things, yeah. It's true. Yeah, absolutely. So he comes out, and then Vivienne, what are you wearing?
Yeah. I am also put in red, a little bit darker shade, kind of like if the top fabric is red, but the underneath of it is purple to give it a darker kind of hue combination, and then the pattern instead of it being threaded embroidery, it's actually metalwork that's been wired to fit the bodice around my waist, and I want it similar to say as I wanted it to be uh like a like one golden sun, but the rest of it branching poppies all across the like short sleeve brocade in the metalwork on the top half of the dress.
Very nice. And Tedric beside her. Please describe your fit.
Whew, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with a red cape
Mm.
that has the Weirlight's crest on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into a dark purple top that has a red sheen of flowers at the top that slowly grade down to purple near the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They are reflective to the light,
Mm-hmm.
and it leads into the gosh, what was that? Right. He is also wearing a, I guess, right, the rings. Rings of the colors silver, purple, and red.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah. You walk down. People nod at all of you as you come past and saying the kids are piling onto the pews, and you guys sit down with Mariella, say hello to Lord Mace and all of them, look over and you see, of course, Lady Ashford and their family. Lord Ashford, of course, is gone now. He's gone to take his place. And now that at the time that in the third row, Thorsten and Nymora, and of course then sat there, probably I believe the birch songs are near the end of the row, so the chair that was brought out for well, sort of for Jaren to come sit down, he's sat there properly. He feels very strange, sat there in the same row as your father. Uh, and the other uh, Asterwoods. Is a strange feeling as you're all sat there, and the ceremony begins. These first hour of the ceremony, no one sees Ashella because the bride doesn't come out for the first hour. It is just the Septon reading prayers
Sorry,
from
the first hour?
yeah, the first hour.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're stood there for an
I mean,
hour, bud.
I'm pretty sure this is like a 7-hour ceremony because
It's only an hour. It's only an
Oh,
hour,
okay.
but it's only a little more than an hour, because the first hour is just the Septon reading prayers from the book, from the 7-pointed star, and everyone's just like, mm-hmm. If anyone's been to like a Catholic wedding, they sort of understand the vibe of
Yes.
what's going on.
Yes.
Of just like, I hope you're prepared to sit here for a long time.
Heaven forbid you're part of like the bridal party and you gotta stand.
Oh God. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've done that.
I would go for one of those weddings.
Yeah. Except in this version, the bride isn't there yet. The bride is off screen doing whatever she wants to do.
Down, have a drink.
Yep.
Must be
She can
nice.
do all of that. And yeah, so after the very long sort of just saving, so you're basically between two kind of these kind of large statues, and you're kind of waiting there. You guys are like, just going through the prayers while the bride waits outside the room, and then music, light music begins to play, and suddenly, though it is like outside, suddenly you hear like movement of people, and the glass ceiling, which had the sun come down through it, is suddenly covered, and everything becomes darker, and suddenly one ray from the center of the glass ceiling kind of rips its way through the center, then highlighting her rather sparkling dress of Ashella, fully highlighted by a focused sunbeam, and then other mirrors seem to come out reflecting different sunbeams all at her in these multiple angles, as if the sun has just come over the ridge and Ashella is the sun. Vivian apparently just going yes silently. So yeah, Henric, you very much watch what looks like the sun coming up, and it's your bride.
I think like once seeing her in her very nice form-fitting gold gown and the full effect, way to go, Mom, for that, by the way, and with the relief that he knows about the whole curse thing, in his mind at least, being done and over with, and he just gets to enjoy this beautiful person right here and have them be in his lap, I think he honestly starts tearing up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, she is on the left, and then her father, Lord Ashford, joins her on the right, and they walk down the procession, and everywhere she steps, they both step. Suddenly, from mirrors underneath the raised platform you guys are on, the steps, which are now realized are glass, are lighting up. As she stops, as if she walks on light itself. Off to the side, Wormwood is just like, he's just like,
yes.
Like,
yes.
Meanwhile, what we don't see is the about 100 servants on the outside of this structure just pulling things and moving, and several people watching the inside like, go now, go left. Like, but no one hears that. But yeah, just this utter, everywhere is dark except for her. Even though her father is right next to her, you can barely see him, as she's just fully lit up, and she's smiling and she's looking around. A lot of people are going like, oh, there's lots of like oohs and ahs through the crowd. And she finally is then presented to you. Her father presents her like just to you, Henric, and now you take his place at her right side, the side that he was at. And then you are so kind of the father kind of, Lord Ashford silently kind of just presents you, doesn't say anything to you, it's not really part of it. And then kind of goes and takes his seat, and then you're both just stood next to each other, not looking at each other yet. You kind of looked at each other for maybe a moment, and she smiles at you, but then you look forward towards the septon. And he then you also see, of course, her blazing wedding cloak of the Ashford symbol. The Sept looks at you both and smiles, his elderly face. He is, of course, a very powerful and elder Septon, who is marrying you. He is not the High Septon, but he is the Septon of the he's the Septon of ceremonies at the Sept of Baelor, which is a really big deal.
Pretty high up there, Septon.
Yeah, very much so. He's definitely in the running for the next High Septon for sure. He looks at you, Henric, and he goes, "You may now cloak the bride and bring her under your protection." You then take off the cloak. You are then passed your cloak, and you place it on her shoulders. Yep, symbolically bringing
I know.
you. Yeah.
I know Ashella smiled, but like, can I do like a?
You want to get a read on her?
Yeah, can I do an empathy check? Oh.
Yeah. Give me
like,
that awareness empathy roll.
Sure. Here we go.
11. Yeah, I feel like you get like a pretty good read. She seems, she's smiling. She seems happy. She definitely liked the light, seemingly. She seemed, that made her very happy. Yeah, but yeah, she seems happy. And as when you place the cloak on her shoulder, you see, only you because the cloak is in the way, but you feel also her right hand come up and like touch your hand as you fully place it on, and then takes it off as you retrieve back. Conducting wedding ceremonies. So of course, standard thing. The Septon then kind of looks up to the rest of you guys and goes, "My lords, my ladies, we stand here in the sight of the gods and men to witness the union of man and wife. One flesh, one heart, one soul, now and forever." He says, "Clasp hands," and her right hand goes up, your left hand goes out. You, clasp hands. During this time, the Septon pulls out an absolutely beautiful silk ribbon and begins to tie your hands into a knot, literally tying the knot.
Nice.
While he's tying the ribbon, the Septon says, "Let it be known that Ashella of House Ashford and Henric of House Weirlight are one heart, one flesh, one soul. Cursed be he who would seek to tear them asunder. In the sight of the seven, I hereby seal these two souls, binding them as one for eternity." He then, as he finishes that, undoes the ribbon, leaving room for the fact that you are still symbolically tied. Look upon each other and say the words. So you then turn to each other, and she fully now makes direct eye contact with you, still kind of lit up, and you her, and you of course then you say the names of the gods. You say Father, Smith,
Smith,
warrior, mother,
Maiden,
maiden, crone,
crone,
stranger.
Stranger. I am hers. She is mine. This day until the end of my days.
I am his, and he is mine from this day until the end of my days. And then, after that, you have one more thing to say and do, my dude. I'm sending it to you now.
Roll initiative.
Wedding by combat, yeah.
Switch
to
to
combat.
combat. Yes.
Like my right hand over hers, so grabbing her, like fully grasping her hand.
Mhm.
This kiss, pledge my love. Kiss her.
Yeah, and you guys share what is supposed to be your first kiss, you rapscallion.
No one needs to know about that. No one needs to know. You don't have to know about that.
But is in fact your second kiss. And she kisses you back. In fact, she doesn't quite meet you halfway, but she does meet you probably like a bit in. Yeah. Yeah. So you kiss, and then after the kiss, they come back, turn, and face all of you guys, which now it is your turn to stand up and start applauding and cheering. You're muted, Serena.
Oh, yay!
Mhm.
Vivian. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Mhm.
the first one done, and it was amazing.
Mhm.
Me.
Right.
Let's go.
They just
Yeah,
look
and
so
then
happy.
Oh,
with
I'm gonna
that,
have the most gorgeous grandbabies.
Mhm.
Suck it, everybody else.
yeah. So, yeah, that is the end of the ceremony, and everyone files out, goes to the lovely outdoor space where the feasting will begin and not stop until tomorrow. And yeah, so people are sat at tables. It's all outdoors because the day is fucking gorgeous and beautiful. There are attendees everywhere, and then yes, a large pie is brought out as it is a wedding pie. That is the tradition.
we have no reason to be suspicious of it whatsoever. It's
No.
all fine.
No, it's fine. It's all fine.
All fine.
The wedding pie is cut. Everyone is served pie. And then wedding gifts are immediately take turns. People begin to give wedding gifts to to everyone. Yeah, so you guys are given like jewels and
Bunch of horses, I'm sure.
silks, horses,
So many
horse-
horses.
so
Where are you
many
going to put all
horses.
these horses?
I'm gonna have to build another stable, I think.
No, your
That's
stable is
You're
massive.
gonna
Like
feed him
you
to Endeavor.
go feed the horses to Endeavor. No.
How Endeavor stays alive for so long.
Absorbs the souls of other horses.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, no, like just lots of wedding gifts. It's also there's like some of them are like are just like just gifts of jewels and clothes and candies and
all
just
the stuff, stuff we put on the registry. Do we have towels with our initials on them or anything?
No, of course you don't have
got a
you don't
stand mixer.
Yes, KitchenAid. Nice.
Mhm.
For sure.
Look,
Of course,
You got a fondue pot.
Ooh, we'll only ever use it once. So nice.
Yep. Yep. Somebody got you an air fryer.
Oh, shit.
No. Of course, you have servants for all of those things. Who cares?
Air fryers are good.
But yeah, no, you are all gifted many great trinkets and curios and things of that nature. If anyone had like a specific gift in mind they wanted to give them, we can talk about it now. I didn't know if anyone did.
I told you mine.
Ooh, okay. That was probably a while ago.
Yeah.
What
It was
what
the
is
gift
that?
for Ashella.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell us about it as it is presented to her?
It's just a pair of one of those really like ornate hair sticks that you would use
Oh,
to
yes,
put up.
that's right.
Hairpins. Nice.
Decorated to look like little like sunbursts and poppies on it. But
They're also
they
stilettos.
they come in little sheaths, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, absolutely. So when that is presented to her by you, because it's not gifts aren't wraps, and it's just you come up with it, right? Yeah, eventually, yeah, and she sees those and like unsheathes them. I think she definitely smiles a lot, pretty big, and puts them down and looks up at you and goes, "This is a very beautiful and practical gift, Sir Naimora, not unlike yourself. Thank you." Like, and you see her. I think you would definitely notice this. You see her put those in a place that is a little different from some of the other presents, and it is a lot closer to her.
Apart from the air fryer and the fondue pot.
Yes. It seems you believe without having to roll. You definitely seems like she so far she really likes this gift seemingly.
I will bow a little bit to her. It pleases me to welcome you to the family, Lady Ashella.
I am pleased to be welcomed. And she smiles.
I make the offer to you as I have made it to Lady Mariella, and will make it to all the women who come into this family. If you desire to know how to use them, I will show you.
She nods and smiles and goes, I think, and he goes, "That is good to know. Thank you." She will nod to you and I think and put them down. Excellent. I mean, T-Jerk, you guys have already given so many gifts.
Should I be scared now that my wife is armed as well?
Don't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, don't fuck up. Like,
Moral of the story.
sorry, don't fuck up.
Mantra of the
yeah.
day:
Moment.
don't fuck up.
And at that moment, he knew he fucked up.
He knew he fucked up. Yeah. So everyone is sat back. There's pie and tons of feasting and music. And yeah, people are having fun. We see eventually you guys are sort of like lifted from that table and then placed at a different table to watch essentially sorry, where you guys are placed, the feasting tables are moved sorry, not face. You guys are moved to the pitch where you are then to watch the joust in your honor. Your and Lady Mariella's Lady Mariella, wow. Lady Ashella still was on birthday brain from way forever ago.
And all the boys are
just took a
N's
real
and all the
creepy
girls
turn. We're
are
sorry.
A's, all right? It's hard. It's hard.
It's true. The of Lady Ashella. And yep. So festivities are beginning, tournaments begun. The tables are kind of just set up around there so people can still be feasting and just watching and dancing and really doing whatever they want. But Henrik, you guys are constantly been having to talk to so many people.
Yeah.
If
think
there's a moment you just want to say something to Ashella because y'all just got married.
Yeah. First off, I do that cute thing that couples always do, be like, I say wife for the first time and everything, and to see her response real quick.
Yeah, she'll turn her head and be like, yes, husband.
I think I'll get used to that for a while.
Cute.
Chance to say it before we're swarmed again. You look beautiful, as you always do. And I
Well, I would hope
know
you
that,
would say I was beautiful on my wedding day.
especially so today. And I am excited to look upon your beautiful face every day.
As you should be. She smiles and goes, but I accept in the spirit in which you were saying it. I'll get used to your face. And she just like squeezes your cheek.
Like, as she does that, take her hand that's on my cheek and kiss it lightly.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're like, I know that the way this marriage came about was not the way you wanted at all. And something that will stain my life and how I treated you forever. But I wanted this one to go well because you deserve no less. And I want our marriage to be filled with not just respect and honor for one another, but actually with love and happiness. And I want that with you. You asked me before what I would do. Simple answer to say everything, but I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that is true.
Like,
and I will work every day to show that to you as well.
She smiles at you and goes, good. You better. Like, and if you do, then maybe one day you will be in gooder graces than you are now with me. She smiles at you cheekily. But I am glad to hear that my husband is determined to make me happy. Did not think I would marry a husband who would want that, or at least not determined to do so.
Glad I could surprise you in one way, at least.
Oh, you've surprised me for a long time, Henrik. You've never quite done what I thought you would do since we've met. And why I find it very endearing. I would like you to become a little more predictable. like as our relationship goes on. It's not a demand, just something I'd like.
If it is your first request as my wife, I will work on it. I promise.
Like, all right, but don't become too predictable that you're boring.
Make up your mind, woman.
No, I won't.
Just shut up. Just hears that. Never.
I refuse.
It may change, but I do know what I want. So, yep.
She goes, good. And then she will pick up some pie and just smush it into your face. I go, no, don't wipe it away. No, that's what you're wearing for a bit.
Is this helping you get used to my face?
It would.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will say, I think we zoom out from that to Vivian and Tedric standing next to each other, who are watching. Just watched. You couldn't hear what they're saying, but you just watched that exchange of them like looking at each other and touching each other, and him kissing her hand and like all that shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Shit.
I definitely have my wife's arm wrapped in mine.
mm-hmm. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, whatever advice you gave him seems to have worked. Oh, we're going to have the most beautiful grandbabies in all of the Reach.
Oh, I know it.
Probably. Yeah, excellent. So, we've had that love scene. So, now it's kind of just a bit of a free for all now. It's just, we have an incredibly long feast, everyone having a good time and partying. Um yeah. So I think I very much would like to start with Naimora. Naimora, I know there was a list of people, a listening of people you wish to talk to. Who would you like to speak to right now? Anyone is available.
I
I know it's a
think,
little preoccupied, but like,
yeah. I think it's kind of changed with the news that she got from her father.
oh, okay.
I think that she is. I think that she's mostly standing apart from everybody else at this point.
Okay.
Just watching the rest of the wedding.
Then you definitely notice that there is someone else also standing very apart from everyone else, just watching the wedding.
Yeah, is it Cedric?
Yeah, it is. It is Cedric.
Yeah. I don't know. I like kind of right like everybody probably has a drink at this point, yeah?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I just kind of raise a drink and nod at him.
Yeah, he looks over at you and yeah, he does the same. He looks sort of somber.
Yeah. You should be happy. It's a wedding.
So yeah, you call out to him, he goes, "What?" And he just walks over, he goes, "I'm fully deaf in this ear." I was like, "What?"
I said you should be happy. It's a wedding.
Yes, no, I'm very happy for Lord Henric. Absolutely. It seems like Lady Ashella is going to be an active lady. It's good to see. Seems like she's probably going to want to be involved, which I feel like in this family is a good sign.
I gave her some knives for a gift. She seemed to like them.
Oh no, okay. Well, maybe we'll see her out in the I think training out in the field one of these days. She definitely seems capable.
Made her the offer. Every woman in this family should know how to ride a horse and fight. It's either to, protect a child or flee to a lover.
I don't think we should necessarily encourage Our Lady to flee to a lover for our Lord.
No, I think that they're going to be okay. Look at them. He has pie all over his face.
He does, yeah.
Do you know that he would fully murder his sister if she tried to do that to him?
Really? I would think he would just sort of complain about it.
He's changed. He's grown up without me even realizing it.
Yeah. Not paying attention to him, and then he just sprouts. It's weird.
weird.
Shrugs. He shrugs. Strange. It's just strange to know a person and have them just physically changing constantly. What about you? You
What?
were you wearing a dress earlier?
I sort of was, but I realized that I can't keep straddling two worlds.
Why not?
Because eventually one or the other is going to ask you to commit, you know?
He like looks at you and he's just like, where is this coming from?
Well, I had the conversation with my my father this morning.
Your father.
Yes. I'm
And
one of
he
the I'm one of the lucky bastards who knows who he is.
nods.
But
What did your father say to you?
well, I wrote to him a few months ago at this point and asked if he would help me find a husband. And, you know, turns out that his wife tore up the letter, he never read it, and
What a cunt.
she never liked me. I mean, fair.
Yeah, well, if she's a cunt, that makes sense.
She never liked me because she thought that I was a threat to her daughter, which was
I mean, bodily, probably.
yes. Also stupid. I never wanted to be a firstborn. I didn't
Yeah,
care.
I think that's pretty clear to me, no more.
Mm.
And I'm right there with you.
But he told me he couldn't help me. So, and he told me that the whole thing about straddling two worlds, that, and you know, it makes sense. Eventually you do have to, I think, commit to one particular place. And
Hold on.
Hmm.
Hold on. What do you what's wrong? What are you talking about this? The have to commit to the thing. What did he tell you something you're doing is wrong?
oh no, of course not. Of course not. But I have to make a choice between if I want to be a knight or if I want to be a wife, you know?
Why?
Because who would have me if I were still a knight?
All right, maybe it's not any of my business, but I feel you tell me if I'm wrong, but we know each other, right? I mean,
Fair
if
and well,
someone
we've worked together
if
for
someone
many
asked
years.
me who is one of my closest friends, I would probably name you first. We do all our job together and all that shit.
Mm.
And I have seen you make a career out of people in power and the baselines of what everyone expects, telling you you can't be a thing if you're one thing, and then you rubbing their nose in shit by doing it. A bastard can't be a knight. A woman can't be a knight. You are both, and you are also a knight.
It's different this way though. This isn't something that this isn't a problem that I can just beat into the ground until it solves itself.
Like, why not?
Number one, I think I would have to find a man who was into that sort of thing.
I mean, there's a number of them.
I'm sure there are, but precious few that I would respect enough to marry. And that's the thing, is that all of the people who would marry me are the ones who they would ask me to give up the things that I want. They would ask me to give up the things that I love.
Nods.
And I can't be a pretty housewife, Cedric. I mean, look at me. I don't have the body for it, I'll tell you that right.
I think you have more than enough of a body for it. You're quite strong.
I'm quite strong, but I
You
mean,
can flip me.
yeah, I flex a little bit. It's just like haven't tried for a while, but
Yeah.
You better not with those wounds.
just an appearance
Somewhere in the distance. Thorsten then just fades back. Just always watching. Yeah.
Jesus.
He goes, listen, Namora, outside in a lot of the world, I would absolutely kind of agree with you in a lot of those ways. But the Redlands are different. Women have power and choice in the Redlands. It's a thing that my uncle and my father have always loved and respected Tidrick for, mainly because my uncle only had daughters. You know, my cousin has a position that no other woman has. If there does, I've never met them.
Nor I.
And the main guard, the sworn blade of the family throne, is you, a woman. And yes, you're tough, and you're badass, and you're rough, like when you want to be. But I mean, you've never made a stance that you aren't a woman. You're a woman. And so if you want to be a knight and a wife, don't ask your father, I mean, no offense to you, to your man, some old Dornish fart in the fuck way off of nowhere who doesn't know anything about anything outside of his own fucking world. He doesn't know what the Redlands are. He doesn't know what this land is. He doesn't know what Tidrick's world is like. And that's the world we live in. You don't live in his world. You live in ours. So if you want a fucking husband, then fucking get one. Ask Lord Tidrick. He would help. He would help in a heartbeat. He loves you.
I don't want to bother. I don't want to bother Lord Tidrick with my
You
problems.
would not be bothering him. I just like he's just kind of like, listen, you are one of my best friends and allies. We've shed a lot of blood together. And also, you're absolutely beautiful. Like, don't ever mistake that. And I don't know who's been telling you you aren't, but you should kill them. You can. I know you can.
You can't kill childhood ghosts, Cedric. You really can't. I've tried.
You can drown them out with good memories, though.
I thought you were going to say that you can drown them out with enough liquor. Also true.
Well, I my father would say that, but I don't want to be like my father.
You're not, you know. You're not really like any man that I know.
His face looks at you, and Naimora, you just now realized that that might have been one of the first times Cedric has ever like received a compliment. And he's just like, oh, thank you. I hope that's a good thing.
It is. Most men, like, no offense, most men are very
You're not going to offend me.
Most men are very predictable. Easy to guess what they want. Easy to guess what will make them want. But you are a puzzle.
I'm a puzzle?
Yes. You know, Lady Camilla told me that I should ask you why you have never married.
he suddenly like his stance changes a little bit. He doesn't close off. You still feel that this back and forth you're getting is kind of opened him up more, but it does like go as if apparently there might have been a reason.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It matter. I mean, it matters, but
I mean, okay,
it matters. I should say to you,
nods.
but it doesn't matter to me. Does
Okay,
that make
nods.
sense? I'm not a.
I think so. I think so. Okay, so of course Camilla remembers this. So I was almost married once. I would have been God, probably a little younger than Henric.
Yeah.
Already had sworn my service to the Weirlights. But there was this girl, you know, comely, good at talking, but talked to me, which was a different. My brother, everyone talks to my brother. I mean, my brother is handsome and well spoken and confident, and I broke my nose 3 times before I was 15.
His brother is
Claude.
Yeah. Claude, right? So
Yeah.
So he's listing all of those things, and I'm more as pompous, arrogant, looks down on everybody. Hires sociopaths to do his work.
Yeah. But people don't. He doesn't let people see who he really is. He's good at that. I don't know how to do that. I am stupider than my brother. I broke my nose 3 times before I was 15. Twice in a fight. One time I ran into a tree. It came out of nowhere.
Trees will do that.
They will. But this girl was interested in me. Which just didn't happen back then. I'm rubbish. I was rubbish with girls when I was younger. Scared them, I think. And I didn't really care. But anyway, she paid attention to me. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah. She, you know, we kissed and all that stuff. And I wanted to marry her because I was 17. And that's what you did, right? You're noble, like a girl. You marry her. That's what you do. She was noble. She agreed, but she said she would only agree if I came to her lands. Her father didn't have any sons, so wanted to inherit all that good stuff. But I loved her, I guess, in so much that I didn't think there would be anyone besides her. I agreed. And before I told the Weirlights that I wanted to leave service and go to this other place and all that stuff, my brother um told me about a wedding that was happening uh because I knew the bride of the wedding and it was her. She got a better offer from a higher noble and she took
Yeah.
it. I, like an idiot, showed up before their wedding to try and say that her father can't make her do anything she doesn't want to and that we can elope. But she wanted to do it because she said I was cute, but had nothing to offer. So,
Women play the game differently.
nods. They do. They have to, I suppose. So I went home and decided that my life was service
Hmm.
rather than anything else I wanted. It's just easier that way.
But do you want it that way?
If I'm being completely honest, do I want a wife and children? Yes. Of course.
Mhm.
Legacy is very big in my family, and I do. I want children. I do. But I just kind of shrugs. It's just not in the oof. Especially at this point. I don't see it happening, you know.
Hmm. I mean, why not? Listen, you made the break, broken your nose 3 times, but probably more sense.
Very
Uh,
much.
yeah, you're not hard to look at, Cedric, and you're a good man. It's passing rare these days.
Nods. Like, thank you for saying so. That means a lot.
It means a lot, but not enough for you to try.
Well, Namora, who the fuck is gonna where the fuck am I gonna try? And you know, just I I haven't thought about it, and I mean, I've thought about it, but I haven't. Okay, it's just
There must be. I mean, there's no shortage of young women in the Redlands. Ones
uh,
who would be here for you.
I mean, most of the women I know in Redlands are my cousins, so
That that part, no,
no, yeah.
unfortunate.
Um, uh,
2 idiot jocks standing here thinking
Yep.
real hard.
yep,
Mhm.
like abso-fucking-lutely. It's just like, you know, and mm,
Why don't I make you? Why don't we make a deal then?
mm,
Because I want to find a husband. I want children. And I don't want to leave the Weirlights.
mhm.
If in a year, neither of us has found somebody, do you want to get hitched?
Yeah, his eyes go wide, and he laughs, and he's like, are you serious?"
I could find worse people,
He just
What
goes,
I said, what I said was true. You're not hard to look at. You're a good man. You can take a punch. That's important.
nuts. He goes, oh god. I mean, I mean, I'm not gonna find anyone in a year, no more. Cause
You never know.
I mean, I'm not gonna look. I new lady coming in and all that stuff, and I mean,
Listen, you can. It was a. You can just say no. It was a dumb idea.
I mean, Namora,
You're allowed to say it. You're allowed to say it's a funny idea. That's fine.
okay, fine. I've thought about you every day for years.
What?
Fuck.
Okay. All right.
Oh, fuck. Because I mean, I just didn't think that was possible, and I just respected you as a warrior and a person.
I need you to take about 5 steps back.
Yeah, yeah.
Go back to the part about thinking about me every day for years.
Oh God. So I just really want to make very clear that I respect you as a warrior and a knight and a person and a friend. I just want to make that very clear.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, you're beautiful.
And this isn't just because I'm the only woman here who can flip you?
No, I mean, that is pretty great. Not that I'm necessarily...
All right.
But I've gotten to know you very well. And like I said, you are one of the few people I would very much consider a close friend. And I've just gotten to know you, and I just think about you a lot, and it's annoying because I, knew you. I just never thought that was obviously that couldn't have been a thing because I'm me. And you are this sort of amazing woman who has defied all societal standards to become into the position that you are in, and I inherited my position, so I just, I'm a soft compared like thing to you, so I just,
just look at his fucking arms, which
this
are just
man
like,
is made of granite. Like
this is a man that if you punched him you would break your hand
very easily. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I have to all right, just look at him and just... Cedric,
Yes.
I don't know how to say this tactfully.
Sure. Yeah.
I still prefer women.
Yeah.
No, just don't stop. Don't look at me like that. Listen to me.
Okay.
All right. But Oberyn Martell wasn't bad. No, I'm getting there. Shut up. I'm getting there. I'm trying to say that we could try. Cocks aren't as bad as I was thinking that they would be if they're attached to the right person, I think, maybe.
He's just like looking at you and goes, okay, this is all right. What exactly are you saying? I'm very stupid.
I'm asking you to kiss me.
Okay, and he just fucking pulls you into a kiss. Yeah, and his lips
Is
are
he-
not like a
Is he
woman.
also just like still stiff as just like? Is this like kissing a statue?
So yeah, I will say his lips are not soft and delicate like a woman's.
Mhm,
Even a little. His mouth is rough. He has a
Mhm.
trimmed beard, you know. It is a little it's rougher, right? It's
Mhm.
different than what you are definitely used to, but it's definitely not and his lips aren't as rough as you thought they would be.
Mhm.
You were expecting to be like, all right, so if I just put my lips on a statue, it's not as rough. They are more malleable than you believed it to be.
But is he like?
Is he a bad
Interested.
kisser or a decent kisser?
Hold on, I want to hear what Heather
I
is
said,
saying.
is he interested? Is he? Does he
yes.
just doing this to like?
No. It's very different from
Mhm.
like Oberon or even Camilla, or really actually from most of the women you've kissed.
Most of the women I've kissed have been trying to like actively maul me, like sexually, because that's just the kind of woman that I attract. I guess.
It's true. Yeah, there was this sort of like there was sort of that energy, and Oberyn Martell was very more domineering, but I will say Cedric's kiss, the intention, yes, there is absolute want and participation, but it's so much simpler, because I think you were always sort of thinking like, what is this person thinking when they're kissing me? Nymora gives me that vibe that when she engages in sex, she doesn't really necessarily turn her brain off. Maybe parts of her reasoning brain, but not the part of her that feels insecure about things, right? There is this just resounding, there's not intense lust, there's not dispassion, there's not just going through the motions or just trying to kiss right or overthinking. Cedric seems to like you a lot, and is just conveying that with his mouth on yours right now. It's just this one direct, simple note, and honestly, it's easier to work with than a lot of other people you've kissed.
I think that
He's definitely not overthinking the kiss. Like Cedric seems to just be going for it.
I don't know. I'll be real honest. I don't know if Cedric has overthought very much.
Not particularly
in his life.
Not particularly.
Like, I'll be real.
Things. And only but a few things. But yeah, it kind of it makes it that there's a lot more confidence in his step and his gait. But you do feel when he's kissing you, you feel his arms come around you. And almost every time when you've kissed someone, it was for a sexual reason. And they put their hands in sexual places. But Cedric, when he's kissing you, it doesn't feel sexual. It feels different. And he puts his hands around you and kind of pulls you into a sort of tipped embrace, and it feels like you are valued and safe. You will say you've never, you've always felt like, you're a badass, right? But you will say kissing and being embraced by Cedric, you do feel very safe.
After some long seconds, I'll tilt my head back a little bit and oh, all right, you weren't kidding, huh?
No. He seems confused by the question. He's like, but no. Yeah, didn't really hesitate much there, did I? Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? You don't have to apologize. That
Okay.
was nice.
Oh, it was nice. It was nice for me as well.
Okay. We could. Do you think we could try and make it work?
I mean,
I mean this.
if you're
I mean
asking
this.
me, like,
I mean this
Yeah.
seriously. I'm
Okay.
not. Would you let me keep a paramour?
like a woman.
Yes.
I mean, if that's what you need,
I don't know. I
don't-
don't know anymore. I don't know what I need.
So here's the thing, right?
Hmm.
The answer is like if you just asked, yeah. Though I know myself, Namora, and if you ask me to have a marriage without emotions or feelings involved, I don't think I could do that.
No.
Oh, okay, cool, all right.
No. I couldn't marry someone that I didn't respect and care for. That is how nobles go insane.
Yeah, because
That is how they produce children that wage wars. It is terrible.
no, it's because I do care about you. Ugh, a lot.
Cedric Astorwood,
Yeah.
will you marry me?
He smiles and he goes, "That would be how this starts, wouldn't it?"
That you know what
Yes.
I said it for you.
Yeah, no.
No?
Yes. Yes. I mean, wow. You sure you're not just drunk and having me on?
I have literally had nothing to drink for 2 days because Thorsten will not let me because it inhibits healing.
Not. Okay. Then yes. And he will just pull you into another kiss.
Mhm.
By the way, we will zoom out of that kiss to see Clarissa off in the distance, seeing Cedric, of course, them way far away from everyone else. Cedric and Nymora making out.
With your eagle eyes.
What I do best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I grab on to Jaren's arm and I point.
Mm-hmm. He just goes, "Whoa, huh." You know, I was about to say I wouldn't expect that, but now that I'm looking at it, God, that makes a lot more sense now. Though it is a little confusing, what with Nymora.
Yeah.
But she seems into it.
Oh,
You know, Clarissa, they have spent every waking moment together since Nymora got here.
that's fine. That's
Crazy.
great.
Though I am confused about the Namora thing.
Uh-huh. Do you think she'd want to be a lady?
I mean, you know, she way back when she talked about how she wanted to be a knight and wanted to have responsibilities and even a house at one point, so maybe.
The Asterwoods have a house and responsibilities.
Well, yeah, but and then he just like looks at you and goes, "You're scheming something."
Might take me a couple assassins, but I could get there.
Jesus Christ.
Like, assassins? What's wrong with me?
My darling. We'll see.
I've snuck around in alleys and knifed men. You were
I
there.
was there. Yes. Taught you what I know best.
And you are a efficient, if inelegant, teacher.
There's no need for elegance.
Have I told you today how much I love you?
I think she steps in front of him with her back
Mm-hmm.
to Nymora and Cedric and says, I love you too, and kisses him.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
I don't want to kiss my husband while watching my cousin kiss my former love interest. This is getting real weird.
Listen. If you didn't think that Game of Thrones wasn't going to be about inter-character like drama, I don't know what y'all were doing here. Like, sure, oh, it's
Fire
about
at
plots
this
and
point.
murders. Bullshit drama. Who marries who? Yeah, absolutely. So, Clarissa, is there anything you would like to do, or are you just here to enjoy the festivities?
Yeah, I think she is going to do some of the rounds, but she's trying to make her way to Mariella.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you glad hand, you shake, you nod. You know, a lot of people are asking, like, Jaren, what happened to you?
We never really did come up with a cover story for that one.
Nope.
It's
And
fine.
Jaren says, like, oh, well, we had a skirmish with some bandits. I think got careless, got too cocky.
Does he tell every single person a different story?
Not particularly, but sort of.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm on his arm, so I'm sure he's reined in a little bit.
Sure. But yeah, Mariella. I will briefly say, before Clarissa catches you, like a bloodhound, it is after the ceremony.
Yeah.
I believe you wanted to do something.
Yeah. I really, with like everybody busy and shit, like you me above board, want Briar.
Sure. You trying to find Briar?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's okay if it happens post Clary, but
please
like
give me an awareness notice test.
Oh. Excuse me while I have to bring up my sheet. There we go. Because I had a refresh. Awareness. $15.
Yeah. Wandering on the party, trying to. You do eventually spot Briar. Briar is going around the party with trays of food, essentially. Just people are taking the food and stuff, and yeah, you see them. And as you see them, Clarissa suddenly is at your side. Clarissa, you have found Mariella.
Lady Mariella?
Clarissa?
I'm sure this is a exceedingly happy day for you, in particular.
That I'm no longer Henric's keeper? Absolutely.
Sure, I was specifically speaking of the fact that it's you now. The attention, the money, all of the good things that the Weirlight name has to offer. It's on you to get you married off.
You sound
Thorsten said
so
something to me
thrilled
earlier.
by that.
Well, Mariella, you are more than capable of figuring it out for yourself. Henric, it was a little more difficult, but I have a feeling it'll be a tug of war of sorts to compromise your wants with my needs. You understand, especially now.
Probably not to the full extent because you share your mind completely so rarely, but no, there some hurdles have already been cleared. Although there is, I did not picture my time back in Theoden Hall the way it has been.
Yes, I heard a bit about that.
Like she kind of points over to where Briar is. Do you know who that is?
Trouble.
Trouble that I need to speak to. Does Trouble have a name?
Why?
She just smiles.
I suppose for as long as I am your steward, I shall do my stewardly duties.
Ouch.
You're
Her name is
currently
Briar.
not the steward, but
I am always the steward of this house, Mariella. Do not insult me by considering those other two anywhere near where I am.
no, I fully understand that you need to clear the roost, but one would hope that you're at least taking some time with your husband and your child.
I did that. It's over. Done with. I have work to do.
I'm assuming then Catalina is being shooed out the door immediately.
I have to find her a husband first to get her off my back, but yes.
Well, that hopefully Constance is making headway here because we went through a list earlier with some of the other ladies and we found a few prospects. So we'll see what kind of progress is made with that. But no, part is they were the one that found me after the episode in the hall where Thorsten had to be summoned.
Oh, yes. I'm missing quite a few details there, but perhaps we can chat about it soon. Though Thorsten has promised you explanations, I am likely the one that you would need to talk to in this case.
Then I'm sure we'll have a very interesting conversation. But,
Always.
would you like to be around when I have this conversation with Trouble, or?
You know I'm always around, Mariella. Would you like me to be around? Close enough?
Well, it's more, would you like to be seen when you're overhearing things, or whether or not you'd prefer to be hidden when you overhear things? Because I don't doubt you will ever not hear something.
Your confidence in me fills my heart with joy. But, I believe Briar's gotten what they wanted. I believe Henric made sure of that, so should you wish to speak alone without my influence, by all means.
Well, I do believe possibly more could be revealed if it at least appeared that I am alone. It's just whether or not you would like to overhear potential trouble.
Will you return to me with your findings?
I can try to explain the best I can, unless for some reason it makes me sound like a madwoman. And then, of course, as society dictates, I should keep that to myself.
Understood. Mariella, and she kind of like reaches out and touches your shoulder, says, I am so exceedingly proud of you. And then she blends into the crowd behind you.
Ominous.
Yeah. Start slowly meandering my way to Briar to hit them when like their tray is basically empty and like kind of going back for refills, kind of a thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they go back and you come up. What do you say?
Excuse me?
Yeah, they go. Oh yes. Oh, and they just like nearly drop the plate. And go, oh, Lady Mariella. How may I help you? You're looking rather. You look very well. You look. I'm beautiful. How can I help you?
Thank you. I was wondering if I might be able to borrow you very quickly before you are potentially missed.
I mean, your family is employing me, so whatever you need.
Kind of like make a gesture to maybe be out of like the immediate like thoroughfare of like
Sure,
serving
yeah, they're
kind of a thing.
your servants, so yeah, they'll follow you.
Yeah. Kind of want to get over to an area.
Yeah. They're looking around as if they're being brought to something, and they're just like,
No,
what do you,
not too far. First, I wanted to express my appreciation for what you did for me.
What?
The other night.
Oh yes, well, of course. You seemed in trouble, and it's my servant, so served.
Yes. Well, it doesn't necessarily negate that at least some appreciation should be given. But I did have a question because I do
Sure.
believe I was called sister.
There is absolutely no recognition on their face. They're like, what's the question? I'm sorry, miss. I'm not educated. I don't know if that's a reference.
During that time, I heard something similar to a song of some variety. Or
When you were in
while we were all collectively in the hallway, the passageway.
Okay, I wasn't singing.
I would love to read this
Yeah.
individual.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Make an awareness empathy check.
19.
Oh shit. 19. Are you satisfied with 19?
Yeah.
You sure? You positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I can get super much better than a 19, but
Fair enough. Yeah, this guy has no idea what you're talking about. They still can't quite tell what gender they are, but they are really nervous and scared and worried you're about to like I don't know, do something or say something inappropriate to them, and they're internally panicking that they're alone with like the Lord's daughter, and they're just like, and you're saying these things, and you can tell there is truly no like recognition about what you're saying, besides maybe you say a song that seems to resonate with them to some degree, but everything else you're saying they don't seem to understand what you mean.
Could I do like a cunning test or something to try, because the headspace to try to remember any of the words that were being said?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a cunning memory test. Absolutely.
Because like I can go above board and like say shit, but like Mariella was out of her brains.
Oh, by the way, also just for funsies,
because
I'm making a guess. Bailey, Clarissa, I'm guessing. Can you make me what I'm guessing is a stealth blend? The roll.
I absolutely can.
And an awareness notice test, please.
Do you want that first, or what do you want?
So I would like both of you can roll simultaneously.
Cool.
So Mariella, if you give me a cunning memory test.
I just have cunning.
Okay.
We'll add in a destiny die to bump it up to the 12.
A 12?
Because,
excellent.
Yeah. Ooh.
So 12.
Well,
that did you dirty.
It really did.
Yeah, it's all twos. But still, oh no, all twos, and I got a 12.
Any ones? 2 ones. Hey!
Oh, right. So that's 3 higher, so 26.
That's a total of 3 6s in there then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Right.
You disgust me. Um,
Thanks.
it's you at listening and Vivian at talking, Thorsten at knowing, and Cedric at killing.
Hey, it's knowing in medicine, okay?
Okay.
Knowing and
That, I
healing.
count that as a knowing.
Anyways,
Blood magic.
Yeah. So yeah, you're just there, and you're listening. You're hearing obviously all of this. But yes, you do with a 12. Yeah, you can remember what was said and you can repeat it. I don't have a transcript for you right now.
that's cool.
But yeah,
she would
can-
probably say like some of the words before it like really started
Yeah.
turning into
Yeah, so
like,
if you say
common.
some of the words, right, of the words, they go, oh, I mean, it's not in the Westerosi tongue, but I know a song, yeah, with those lyrics, but it's in my well, a different language.
because I remember hearing that at that time.
Oh, that's strange. Do you think if I may be if I may be if I don't know if this is
honestly, impertinence is rarely punished here. We tend to enjoy blunt
always
speakers.
okay, that's the word. Okay, I understood. You're asking me this because it was because I was one of the people who helped you.
Partially.
Okay.
I know that Constance would have no knowledge of that, and you were the only other
Okay.
one I saw.
Oh, I see. Well, if that's the case, I mean, I didn't hear any song when you looked like you were in trouble. But those words, I recognize those words. I know that song.
Can you tell me from where?
I mean, it's from the cradle. I guess. I sung it a lot when I was young.
And you
just
know
sort
what
of
it means
learn.
in Westerosi, or just?
I was told later, sort of what it meant. Yeah, I do. I can say it. It's a very lovely song.
Come hear the sound of the fates and the sap and of the trees.
Of the trees, and come sing with us, sister. Hear our song. Yeah.
I
think
believe
it's,
there was also "Come Find a Sister Under the Blood of the Sap of the Trees."
Yeah. I think it's a song about the you know, the what are they called?
Weirwoods?
Thank you. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they're called weirwood trees, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I think it's a song about a woman. I think like I think it's something about a woman doing like a ritual at a weirwood tree, because the weirwood trees have red sap that look like blood. I think it has something to do with that. I know it's from the Old Faith. It's a
And so it's something passed down generationally through
Yeah.
your village.
Well, not my village per se, but my family for sure. I hesitate to say family, but
And you would say that your line then would be local, or
oh,
from-
we're for as far as I know, I wasn't told no history about our family coming down like from the north or nothing, but my family have always sort of kept a strange brogue compared to a lot of others that we've grown up around. I don't really know. I never really asked. Don't really get much of a chance to. I'm sorry I'm not being more helpful. I just
Yeah, no, I think it's like kind of like a light touch on the shoulder, and it's like it's
Yeah, you touching them, they're like, "Gah."
like
they don't recoil
it's
because they
real
would
quick, yeah.
not be that they would not be
It's
that
like
impertinent.
it's fine. I understand.
However, if you do touch them,
Yes.
if you immediately, just for the few seconds in in their heartbeat, which is beating rather quickly, you hear that those words again, the exact words. But the fact that they're like talking and looking in their face, you're not really sure what's going on, because everything else you sort of got what people are actively thinking. You don't know if that's what this person is thinking or you're just hearing that from them. But yeah, it's the same words you heard that night. It's just it's very brief and quick, but it's like, they come find a sister in the blood and the sap of the tree. And you're just like, okay.
All right.
They just went really stiff when you touched them. They didn't recoil at all, but they were like, oh god.
Yeah, like I think like part of it is like making like the fake movement to like remove like lint or something off of like the shoulder.
No.
But no, that's at least helpful. Maybe, I don't know. Possibly in the mess I was hearing things. I'm not quite sure what.
I mean, I don't know what was wrong with you, miss, but it did seem like you were in a ways. But I won't say anything if that's what you also came to talk about. If I need to not do that, I haven't told no one besides the people who needed to be told.
I imagined you would be clever enough to assume that on your own, but
I've never once thought or claimed to be of any form of cleverness, miss. I would not claim it in such of your presence, as it were.
But no, it just know that appreciation is given for what you did, and it would personally be appreciated if nothing was said, but thank you for telling me more about the song and what it possibly was.
Why, of course, miss.
I won't keep you any longer. And she like kind of makes a gesture like that.
Yeah,
like rejoin.
Of course, miss. Thank you so much. Have a good, wonderful, good day. And just like
stumbling over themselves. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're so nervous.
Yep. I like wait 30 seconds because I assume Clarissa will like
materialize,
like, come out of shadow.
Yeah, two people cross in between, and then suddenly just Clarissa's standing there.
Did you get what you wanted?
Some answers, definitely some questions.
What did you learn?
They don't seem to be aware of some of the things they're capable of, apparently, potentially. But no, it's just more. I am not going to be very happy if this is similar to the occurrence of last night. But have you spoken to Thorsten at all? Because I know you two are thick as thieves.
I have. What specifically about? About you?
More than likely.
Yes, I'd appreciate it if you kept your hands to yourself. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Well, it would be wonderful to understand what exactly is going on. One moment I find myself spewing blood, next I have this thing going on. But no, in the passageway, Briar was there. and I heard them saying, it appears to be whatever is within them was chanting this song. Come hear the sound of the fates and the sap of the blood of the trees. Come find us, sister, under the blood of the sap of the trees. Which apparently, according to Breyer, deals with some sort of legend folklore of some woman going to a weirwood tree.
Oh. Well, darling, your brother's wedding isn't the place to discuss this, but know that
Oh, I
your
imagine.
7 aren't the only ones with power. In fact, I would even go to say that their power pales in comparison.
I think with that, we will sort of zoom out and come to an end for the evening, as it is that time. Lots has happened today. Bushes burned, bridges met, a declaration of love and marriage, and the promise of another. So much love happening in the air in the Redlands these days. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for my players for being patient and amazing, and all of those things. It was very fun to conduct a wedding.
Woo!
Whoa! I think very fantastic. And we will see you guys next time. And until then, bye.